Hey guys, okay, so I wanted to make a little bit of like a tip video on Instagram. I did send a video to my direct downline, but I kind of wanted to like share some stuff with everybody because I know that Instagram can be kind of like scary maybe, I don't know, but it's my favorite to work on. It's really where I get 90% of my distributors, 90% of my loyal customers, just because you can reach so many people from Instagram. Um, you can reach people in different countries, you can reach people obviously in different states, but it's kind of not as personal. So I find it a little bit easier. I know that might sound weird, but I don't have as much luck on Facebook. I know that Jess Lay does. She's really good about getting people on Facebook. But if you maybe aren't as like friends with as many people as you used to be, or you don't have a big friend circle, or you just don't know as many people, maybe you're from a really small town, or you feel there's too many distributors in your town and it's hard to find people that don't already know about it or know someone that sells it. I think it's a lot easier to get on Instagram and just add a bunch of people. So I just wanted to kind of tell you what I do, and how I get my distributors and my loyal customers on there. Sorry, I'm all fidgety. So when I first started in March, I knew that I wanted to work solely from social media. And I'm not a party kind of person. I don't get me wrong, parties are awesome and people do really well with them. It's just not my cup of tea. I like to work on social media. So as soon as I signed up, I started adding at least 100 people a day on Instagram. I know the common question I get is, how do you find people to add? I pick a target demographic, or whatever it would be. I target certain people. So obviously moms, this is a really good way for them to make extra income. There are so many moms out there that want to put their kids in sports, or they're struggling to get groceries, or anything along those lines, and I feel like this is a really good business for them. Even if they only want to make an extra couple $100s a month, that can mean quite a bit for them, because I know that it is so expensive. I have an aunt that has 3 boys and they're all in sports, and it is insane how much money she spends just to put them in sports. So that's one area I target. I also target young women and men that they're having, you get out of college or you get out of high school and it's really hard to get a job that pays you what you feel you're worth. So I try to target people like that who might be working a job that I'm familiar with, like retail or serving or healthcare, because I know that healthcare pays okay, but you work crazy hours and you are just drained by the time you get home. And because they work so many hours, they don't get to enjoy that time, or they don't really even get to spend their money on what they want to spend it on. So that's another group I target. I target mostly women just because I'm more comfortable with them. Zach is on my team and he is wanting to get more involved, hopefully, so he is going to try to target more men. I feel like it may be a little bit easier for men to get men in this business, because I know a lot of people think that this is more of a woman's work. It's definitely not, but it's just harder for me to get men on board for some reason. So what I do is every day I add at least 200 people on Instagram. I will hashtag things like mommy and me, or mommy's boy, or something like that, like what you would tag with your children. And then I also tag like college, stuff like that. I look that up. I also once I add people, I will go to their friends list and add those people. I also try to, where was I going with that? I like the tags, but a lot of the people that you're wanting to reach are not going to be public, and if they are hashtagging, normally their profile is public, and I know that a lot of distributors do the same thing as me, so they will look up hashtags and they will add those people. So more than likely they're going to have a lot of distributors, especially if it's like a mom tag. So I will also look up groups. There's military groups on Instagram. I know a lot of those people are very familiar with It Works, because it's a way for military spouses to make money. There's also groups on there like there's like parenthood groups and stuff, so sometimes I will go and add people from that. But it's random. Like, I will just add somebody, and then I'll go and look through their friends, and then I'll find someone interesting, and then I'll look through their friends, and I just add people that, just by random. Also, I keep my profile private. I know there's been a lot of debate on keeping it private or if it should be public. I don't want anybody to steal my leads. I had that happen quite a bit when I was not blocking other distributors. I was having people stolen left and right. There were like tons of distributors that were going to sign with me, and then I would message them and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, someone just talked to me today and I decided to go with them. And I'm like, okay, I don't want that to keep happening. So that will happen, and it got me really discouraged. So I decided that my other point would be to block every distributor unless they're in your downline or in your upline and you trust them. I don't like to think people do that on purpose, but there are people out there that will literally like pay for the distributor to come on their team, or they will give them kind of an incentive, which isn't something we're supposed to be doing. And if they can be bought, I don't really want them on my team anyway. So, I mean, it kind of works out that way too. But for my protection of, my potential clients or my potential business partners, I don't allow any other distributors on my profile. It happens sometimes you don't know that they're a distributor. So I will go through my list every once in a while, and if I see that they're posting about it, I immediately block them. Sorry, my cat's going crazy. I've had some people get upset about that, but it's just, this is my business and I don't want to risk that, so that's something else I do. If anybody likes my posts, I immediately send them a message like, hey girl, I saw you liked my post about the greens, are you interested or would you like any information? Half the time they're going to ignore your message, and that's fine because there's a lot of people on Instagram that do the exact same thing. But sometimes you will get people that are like, yeah, I am interested in it. You have to go to them. They're not going to come to you. If I didn't go to people on Instagram or Facebook, I would never be where I'm at. I would not have any customers. You have to go to them. Also, one thing I've learned in the beginning when I started this business, it was about me, how this business would change my life. And it is still about that in some ways. But when you learn and you understand that this business could change somebody's life, literally change their life. If you look at the success stories of these people who have been in this business only a year and they are retiring their husbands, that can be you. That can be someone on your downline. When I realized that I'm helping my team achieve the goals that they want, I became a lot more successful. When I advertise, there are some times that I'm like, hey, join my team for $99. I definitely am trying to get out of that because I posted something yesterday about how much this business has changed me, like how I decided to join because I just need an extra $300 to help pay our bills. I have a lot of medical bills, and that's why I was like, I'm going to join this business. I didn't think I was going to stay in it or grow in it. It just didn't. I wanted that, but I didn't think it was going to happen. And I posted something about how it's changed my life, and I was looking to help other people. And that's really what I want to do, is help other people because I know what this business can do. I got an overwhelming amount of responses to that, more so than I ever have when I put something about, hey, I need, 4 more people for my promotion. That's not making it about them. That's making it about you. And honestly, you're not going to hit home with anybody when it's about you. So if you can make it personal, make it about that person, be excited about changing their life, even though it's going to help you, you're going to go so much further, and you're going to look and be more personable, and you're going to start to understand what the business is about. It is about how many lives we can change. It's going to change your life in the process no matter what. You're going to be profiting from that no matter what. But if you're helping them, I don't know. I just feel like for me, I've got girls on my team that have kids or they're single moms, and watching them get excited about this business makes it so much more worthwhile for me because I know that they're going to go far, and that's exciting because it really does make me feel good that I asked them to sign up with me and they're making it and they're doing so well, and that's what it's about for me now. And I know that it's hard in the beginning because your first couple months, it's like, you know, it is difficult trying to get into the swing of things because this is a different kind of business. But the more you do it and the more you get excited about it, the better results you're going to have is really kind of what I'm trying to say. So try to be more personable. Try not to put like, you know, I need 3 more people to hit my big promotion. Like, I know we're all excited about making our promotions, but I just feel you're going to get a better response if you make it about them. If you watch, I posted something below I think it was yesterday, that Jocelyn Yates wrote out all of how she gets distributors, and she put that on there, and that's where I got it from, and it is true. She is a top enroller. Oh, this is falling. She's a top enroller, so she knows what she's talking about. Like, she is awesome. And so I try to take tips from her and from Jade Hooper, and I really, really think that she's got something when she says that. So try it, see if it works for you. Also, what else? Oh, Crowdfire is an app that I use for Instagram, and it kind of monitors who unfollows you, who, say you add 300 people and you only get 2 followers back, it's going to tell you who didn't follow you back. I try to keep my following and followers like at least 1,000, you know, apart or close together. I don't want it to be like I'm following 7,000 people and only 3,000 are following me back, because I feel like that automatically dings that I am a business or I'm just mass following people. What else? I just feel like if you're not taking advantage of Instagram, you are missing out. There are so many more people on Instagram than there are on Facebook, and you're more than likely going to be able to follow and befriend more people on Instagram than you ever will on Facebook. You're going to be able to link with people in all different kinds of countries and states that you never would have got on Facebook. Don't get me wrong, still use Facebook, but don't neglect Instagram just because it takes a while to get your followers up. I've been following people since March, and I'm just now a little over 4,000 followers. It seems like a lot, but it takes a lot of work and it takes consistency. But if you're doing it every day, you're going to get there. Take 20 minutes out of your time before you go to bed, or when you're laying in bed. We all lay in bed and play on our phones. Add people. That's what I do at night. I sit and watch TV when Zach's asleep, and I add a bunch of people. The next morning I wake up with a ton of people wanting to follow me back, and I follow them all back, or allow them to follow me, and then I keep doing that, and then at the end of the week, the people that don't follow me back, I go on Crowdfire and I take them all out. And you can take out 100 every hour, and it'll give you notifications when your hour's up, so you can unfollow another 100. Be personal. Comment on people's stuff on Instagram. It's more private I feel it's a little bit more private. More people are going to be like receptive to your comments on Instagram than they will be on Facebook, at least in my opinion, because I feel like Facebook's more like close, like family, friends that you know kind of thing, whereas Instagram is everybody. Like, anybody can see your stuff if you want them to. So I post a lot more on Instagram. I haven't recently, and I need to start doing that more, but the more people you follow, the less people that are going to see your posts. So if you have like 1,000, 2,000 people, half of those people are not going to see your posts. So I try to post every hour on Instagram. I also, if I'm up really late at 3 or 4 in the morning, I'll post, because if I have somebody in a different country, they're not going to see my post because they're probably asleep. Whenever I'm posting in my morning, they're probably asleep. So keep that in mind as well. The other cool feature on Instagram is whenever you go to the search tab, to try to like type in where it'll say, like, I think it's like recent searches, tags, something, and location. You can hit location, and then there's near me button. You can add a bunch of people that have checked into places near you. So I use that because I'm in Florida and a lot of my team is in Indiana, or they're in a different state. So I want to grow a team closer to me. So I will go through that, and I will add a bunch of people that checked in Fort Myers, or checked in at, a local restaurant that's near me, or something like that. It's a really good feature, and it's new, and I really like it because you can find a bunch of people that are close to you. And it's not as creepy, I don't think, to follow people on Instagram as it is to randomly add people on Facebook. Just my opinion. I'm very partial to Instagram. But I just don't want you guys to miss out, because when I first started, I wanted to give up so bad. And I got thrown into this business and I felt kind of like alone. And it's nobody's fault. I probably should have reached out more than I did. I found Jess and she and I really clicked, and she's helped me a lot. And that's what I meant whenever I said to find an accountability partner, because you need somebody to keep you on your toes or keep you excited about your goals, because when you're only celebrating them by yourself, it feels better to celebrate them with somebody else. So I never ever ever expected to be where I am now, and I'm extremely excited, and my team is doing awesome. And you just have to keep that fire, that momentum, and that excitement, because we all have rough months. There's months that I don't sign one customer. It happens. But you have to keep planting those seeds. Keep talking to people every single day. I try to talk to people every day, at least 30 people, new people every day. And Instagram makes that easier for me because I can cold message people on there. If they don't want to respond, they can block me, and that's okay. I'm not really losing a friend. I'm just losing somebody that potentially could have been a partner, but maybe they just aren't interested, and it's not as big of a deal for me because I'm talking to so many people on there. I think that probably sounded mean, but I didn't mean it mean. But what I'm saying is, don't give up whenever you have a rough month. We all have them. I just want you guys to know that it's okay to be thrown in this business and your upline quits, or you feel like you don't have anybody, because there are people that feel the same way as you, and you just don't give up on it. Like, just because they quit doesn't mean that you have to fail, you know? So find someone you like, or contact me. I don't care. I'm available 24/7 to my team and to anybody else through text messaging. So if you want my number, you can definitely contact me. But yeah, I'm rambling and it's really bad. But yeah, don't neglect Instagram. I just want you guys to take advantage of it, because it's a really good tool, and without it, I would not be anywhere right now. I definitely would have like 0 distributors, probably, maybe 2 or 3. So take advantage of it. Don't be afraid to randomly message somebody. It's not like they don't get it anyway, and they can just ignore it if they're not interested. And yeah, I just don't want you guys to miss out on that. So that's my tip. Sorry my video is like super long, but yeah. All right, bye. Oh, maybe if I can turn it off.